welcome to another episode of Young Lad in the Corner. Today we're going to be discussing video games of our childhoods. So today I'm joined by my wonderful guests Rohan and Fires.
Rohan, we are locked in. Games of our childhood. I am in. Daniel, what do you have for us?
So, even though we're both, well, all three of us are avid gamers, and we play very similar video games a lot of times, realize that even though we're both similar ages, we come from two different, very different generations of video games. So what I want to know for you guys is what was the first consoles that you guys ever bought?
If I could go first, because I know I'm going to be lambasted by you bastards for this. But I don't know if you could count this, but I'm going to. My first console was an eMachine PC.
Oh, eMachines!
Yes, let's
oh my god!
All right.
Didn't they have like a logo with a cow on it and everything?
I don't remember the cow, but probably.
Oh my god! I remember in high school when we were in our, what was it? Not broadcasting class, but it was kind of like an IT class that we were taking.
Yeah.
Oh my god, all the machines were the eMachines. You ruined my childhood, Rohan. You ruined my childhood.
No, those ones were actually legit. I'm talking about something even worse than that, guys. Yo, if you dare, you could take a gander and look up something, a game called Descent. DESCENT.
Sir, you are going way back before this young lad was even born. So I am not sure if we can do this to him on his own show.
How old is this computer? Are we talking Windows 95?
I'm talking
XP,
Pentium 2.
Vista.
98. Windows 98.
98.
We're talking we're talking about Pentium 2. Like, we're talking about Pentium 2, Pentium 3.
Pentium 2. This guy's talking about Pentium 2. Dude, I wish I was that wealthy to have a PC with Pentium 2 in it. I'm talking about Celeron, bro.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Dude, I was rolling in it. Yeah. A eMachine Celeron. No, not even Pentium 2. But anyways.
This is Ryan's song. They see me rolling. But yes, with that eMachine.
Oh my god. Right? And dude, it chugged the Descent, bro. But I love that game, bro.
Nice.
Like, I did, because it was the first 3D game I actually played. And to say that was the first game I played would actually be a lie, because the first game I really actually played was Minesweeper.
Right? Like, I was gonna say that it's a heavy-headed question when we think about it, because you're looking at a perspective of the first console I owned that I actually remember playing and absorbing the game, or first game I remember as a child, as a young lad myself, care to say.
There's so many avenues.
Exactly, right? So which one do you mean? Because if he's talking about
eMachine... Let's start with, what was the first console that you remember playing? Mm-hmm. And then we'll go on to the first console that you bought. So first console that you remember playing.
Okay.
Or PC, if we want to go PC.
Okay.
And then
the console.
And the first game that you
find it to actual consoles.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be console. Okay, it can be.
No, it doesn't have to be console.
Okay, so first
video game and video
game. Bro, I don't give a damn. But yeah, Descent. But even moving past that, because like I was a PC guy, really, like in terms of a gamer wise, right? Was a PC guy first. And but to actually say the first game that actually absorbed, let's say, right? Like gaming experience that I fully absorbed, hands down, has to be Half-Life.
I knew it. I was gonna call it. I'm like, Half-Life. This man's about to drop Half-Life. Okay, hold on. Right. So on my sense, the first game I remember playing, I would say Contra, the OG Contra on NES, right? Not 2, not 3, 1. And it was It was a modded console, guys. Like, because in Saudi Arabia, they went with the original name. They didn't call them Nintendo. They called it the Famicom, right?
Oh, the Famicom was
yeah,
still okay.
family computer. So,
Oh shit!
so when we were playing it, it was a modded console that had like already a pre-installed game in it that had like I think 100 adventures or something, and Contra was the first one that I remember, and it was a mod with the spread gun too. So like it's not even hard. You're just killing everybody. So later on in like life, when I found out that it's a little difficult, it's like really I had the spread gun since one.
Oh yeah, Contra is one of the hardest games. So yeah, shit, that's right.
So it's like baby mode, you know. But I was 4. I think the first game I actually truly absorbed that has to be Final Fantasy VII. That has to be Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
So that would be like my first console that we owned, because like our Famicom died, so we went back to Atari 2700. So like those games that we had, like E.T. and a couple of other ones, like
was Duck Hunt on that one? Was Duck Hunt on that one?
No, Duck Hunt was on NES, so Famicom.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Right, so that was Nintendo. I'm talking about old school controller. For audio listeners, I am moving around a dual stick. So imagine my hand holding something very inappropriate with a red button that can also be construed as something else these days. So
this minor's already going there. All right.
Sexual innuendos is what I live for, sir.
I'm gonna show my youthfulness a little bit here. I have no idea what Descent is or Contra is. So
really
elaborate a little bit on those games for me. What were they?
I'm very surprised about, because like that's almost like in like pop culture and a lot of things is referenced a lot, man. That's wow, dude. We some old motherfuckers. What have we been doing here, man?
I'm also relatively sheltered when it came to video games, because I got in very late in the game.
Wait, hold on. You're from you're Dan the Brit. So did they even have video games in English? Like I don't. You sure it wasn't just like
you have to do it like that? Shit.
We didn't have electricity. We played puzzles by candlelight.
Wait, did they invent Clue, or was that Americans?
It's called Cluedo.
Cluedo. Yes. Yes. 100%. Oh my god. All right. We're going back. But yes, go ahead. You don't understand Contra. You don't understand. I have back problems. What about you? What about your first game? What kind of
games were they? Oh, my first games? If you want to go there. So, the earliest console that I remember playing would have been my friend's Xbox 360.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Not even Xbox 360.
No, not even Xbox 360.
Not even Xbox.
Bro, we have a news report coming up that mentions Xbox 360 and PS3 as recent consoles. So like this man, like that's 2005. That's like what? Whoa, 17 years?
Yeah, it's been a while now you look at it.
Jesus. Yeah, man.
Is this what happens when you get old?
I didn't have any video game consoles or handhelds or anything like that. Like my parents are the kind of parents that are like, video games rot your brain. So you're never gonna get one. So I was kind of left to playing my friends' consoles. Actually, sorry. Now I'm remembering and looking back, it was not.
I never had friends.
It was not. 360 was the first one. 360 was the main one I remember from my childhood, because I used to walk home with friends from school, and because he lived across the street from me, we'd just hang out at his house for an hour after school, and we would be playing Xbox 360 and Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
What kind of friend was he that was inviting you to his house to play video games? For our audio listeners, I'm using air quotes when it comes to video games.
But I do remember another friend who I hung out in. That was high school, so in primary school or elementary school for you guys. I remember playing on a friend's PlayStation 2.
Man just roasted us. on his own show. Is that what you do? You bring your hosts to your show and you show this disrespect? But yes, go ahead.
I gotta get the digs in sometimes, you know?
It's true. You do. Continue.
So, PlayStation 2, and I'm trying, it might have been a Ratchet and Clank game. I don't really remember. There was a racing game.
So no San Andreas, Rohan. Gran Turismo.
When you say racing game, that's the next game.
It wasn't like racing though. It was like PlayStation version of Mario Kart kind of thing. So I think it might have been Ratchet and Clank.
What was that game with the clown? Oof. Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal was the shit, bro.
Mario
it was like
Kart.
old school games like that, like
okay.
PlayStation 2, like Ratchet and Clank, those kind of things. I just don't. It was a long time ago. This was like.
So no San Andreas. You played San Andreas later on.
So I played that later on when I finally got a iPod Touch, and they had all the GTA games on that. So I remember my first one I played was the new one, the one they made for mobile devices. So Chinatown Wars. So that one I enjoyed. I played that, and then when they were selling all the remastered versions of everything, that's when I played San Andreas.
Ryan, you're hearing this shit, man?
Did this guy made a freaking GTA game run on an iPod? You said. I didn't even know that
they
was
sold them on the Apple Store. I know that they might still be there. I don't know.
This is it. He's discussing getting you to play a GTA on an iPod Touch. Man, I didn't even have an iPod Touch. Okay, so I'm like, this guy, exactly, Rohan. Look at this man. The disrespect here, man. He's playing not GTA on a console like us peasants. Yeah. This guy's on a handheld. That's Apple on top of it.
Consoles.
That's also Apple on top of it. This is great. Okay, sir.
So those are the ones I remember from like. Just playing video games back in the day. The first, it's not really a console, it's a handheld, but the first video game thing I had was a Nintendo DS Lite. So that was when I really got into gaming. So I played, my favorite game on that was one of those early 2000 games, the MechAssault Phantom War. It was a very... Never really played any of those games before, but basically just driving around in giant suits, mech armor suits, shooting things, and it was like on different planets, and you got to travel to different planets. It was a lot of fun. I don't have the game anymore. I don't think they even make that like series anymore, but that was a lot of fun. That was the one I really got invested in.
Probably you probably like Armored Core, but. Hey, in terms of like mech stuff, if you actually really did like that, maybe in terms of an anime to get them into Fires would be Gundam Wing.
I was thinking Gundam, yeah.
Yo,
so
Gundam was
here's the thing: I've never seen Gundam at all because this guy that we went to, not high school, junior high, and like elementary, really close friend of mine back in the day. He was really into Gundam a lot. So I never understood it. And so I was like, all right, whatever. This man's just like really crazy about his Gundam, whatever. I'm going to go play my Final Fantasy. And then years later, I see Gundam for the very first time. And I'm like, yo, the figurines were amazing. Turns out the show was amazing. But the show I would recommend is Code Geass. Like, that's what the one I would like. Theo would be right now when he hears this episode, he's going to be like, I taught this man well. I'm
proud of him.
It is. I am proud of him. It's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy show. This guy gets powers to control everyone's mind, but he can only do it once. And he goes from a peasant to emperor. So it's his journey.
It's very heady. It's a very heady show.
It's
just 2 seasons. It's very compact, right?
So
and it just moves along so very well.
Quickly.
There's almost not a scene wasted. It's a very, very well done show. In terms of anime to get into with mechs and stuff, it's very good.
Only controls people's minds once, and that's it.
So he has to be absolutely strategic in how
he does it.
Power, right?
And he becomes emperor. And this is not a spoiler, but
let him watch it, man.
I'm not gonna
give him a chance to watch it. What are you doing?
I'm just saying. I know. I'm just saying that this man the question you're gonna ask yourself a question: is he a hero, or is he an anti-hero, or is he a villain? So he's a very gray character. So just be ready.
Okay.
That's not a spoiler, but it's a spoiler in the sense that there's something to expect.
Just let's let him watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's not clear cut then. It's very gray.
That's it. He's a very great character.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but yeah, that's like we went on a tangent again.
Yeah, we went on a tangent.
We always go on tangent. So yeah, for my video games was playing friends' PlayStation 2s, Xbox 360s. When I finally got something of my own, it was the iPod Touch and the Nintendo DS. So that was my first avenue into gaming. But the first console I actually owned was my PS4. So I was very late in the game. I didn't have.
That's a
Nintendo,
That's a very good console to own though, as a first console.
This guy skips like the what was it? The PS2, the absolute laden with with glitches and whatnot. PS2 and talking about glitches, the 360.
You mean PS3?
PS3, yeah. Oh yeah, PS2 was actually more strong. PS3 was laden with the actual problems
glitches
with that,
in the very beginning. Yeah, because the architecture, cell architecture was not easy to work with. But yeah, Xbox 360 with their power brick.
Right.
We tend to forget, that was revolutionary back in the day if you think about it, like the whole wireless controllers.
Yeah. Was that PS2, PS3?
PS2, so PS2 had their third-party stuff that you could buy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But officially, it was PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah. But like the what was it? The Xbox 360, I never owned. That was my friend our friend Nathan. He owned that, and we killed that a lot. But the console that first console I actually owned, I didn't buy myself. Oh God, I'm actually gonna tell this story. If you guys are interested, it's hilarious and sad. God, I'm just gonna be the punching bag of this episode. Fuck it, but whatever. So the first console I actually owned, right, was a PS1, the Slim. I don't remember, it's like the tiny version. It's not too much bigger than this almost. Actually, maybe a little bit bigger, but still. Right? And the only reason why I actually had it, because when my sister actually came down from Ottawa to visit me and my dad, to keep her entertained, because we had no other games or anything like that, or even board games in the house, this man bought a console. You gotta understand this. I never had a console. I always had a PC. Okay, fine, and it did me right. But like in terms of gaming, actually playing video games, it's a console.
But the PC was for homework, right, Rohan? So it was never meant for video gaming
and other homework. Anyways, but I never you wanted to do actual video games, Joe. You had to have a console, and I always begged my dad for Christmas or birthday. No console to be had. This freaking girl comes down for one freaking weekend to visit, man. It was a summer, but nevertheless, it was just like
we know who the favorite is.
Time. Boom. Here you go. Set up the PlayStation for her. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait. You got a console? It's like no, so she can play. I'm like, okay, let's go, Alicia. Let's set up your PlayStation.
You're not the only one.
It up for her, man.
You're not the only one.
Holy shit! But okay, but obviously that she left, but she didn't really want it. So like two birds with one stone. He got a game console for his daughter to play on, and he subsequent gave me a console too, right when she left. And from there, my love of was it Gran Turismo actually came around, and then from there actually even starting before that, Need for Speed was another game.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah,
Hot Pursuit.
No, not even Hot Pursuit. No, not even for the PC, bro. For the PC, Need for Speed 1 or was it 2?
2 was the one that had mountains. They introduced mountain roads and all that stuff, I think.
Not even. That was the first one, man. Because literally, all I remember, it was just it's just a straight line. Each race was just a straight line, right? And you just raced it to the end, right? And my gosh, it's like a Las Vegas trip and whatnot, man. two other cars maybe on the road with you. Like it was hilarious, but I loved that game too. And from there, my love of cars and racing games actually started. And Gran Turismo was near and dear to my heart for sure. And
my first console I owned was also a PlayStation 1. It was my brother bought it for me, and he bought a little game with it called Final Fantasy VII, which is right here.
Just a little game.
So just a little game, you know.
A little indie game on the side.
Yeah.
I also played Final Fantasy VII on that PS1.
So there you go. There you go. Right. So I had no idea. This is the first time I'm looking at like discs that have 3 discs. Game with 3 discs, and I'm like, okay, do I just put the first disc in? I beat Guard Scorpion. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save. Let's try a second disc. Let's try a third disc. In my head, I'm thinking it's 3 different games, and there's 7 games on it or something, right? Not understanding it's a story game until like you finally. There's this part in Final Fantasy VII that broke my brain. It's you finish everything in Midgar. You have this huge chase from police, and you go out of Midgar, and they're like, "Let's meet at this town," and then the next part you see is your character on the overworld. And you just realize that what you've been playing, that you think it's like 9 weeks worth of like dying and learning how the game actually works. And you finally got to this point and you're like, oh, I'm at the end. And it's just like, no, it's just 3 hours long little misadventure. You're out of the city. So here's the real game. And it broke my brain because I was like, yo, this is a whole world. I'm in a city on a small continent. Like, it was crazy. But like, having played that, then going back and revisiting my second favorite game, Resident Evil, it was crazy. It was going from like all of a sudden something so huge to something small but terrifying, you know? And my PS2 died. Well, like, sorry, my PS1 died. Like, we went to get it modded to play these games my dad bought because the region was different. It was PAL versus NTSC. So it's the first time you learned that.
I remember that.
Oh my God. So you bring it over, and you got this little chip in it. I went and got it from Pacific Mall, and we brought the game back. Everything's working. We're happy and so forth. And the chip fried. Like 2 weeks, I think 2 or 3 weeks later, it fried. Didn't have a console. I know, man. Didn't have a console for a very long time. So I was using the PC to play all my games that I had. So I paid everything on this thing called Virtual Station, which I got Theo involved into afterwards. I got him to play Final Fantasy VIII. But other than that, after that, so I don't even know, like, I had it for about 6 months. But an actual console I truly enjoyed, kept for a very long time, was PS2.
Hey, with the PS2, were you into Metal Gear? Wait, was that when you first got into Metal Gear Solid?
PS1.
Or like PS1. Okay. PS1 was also when, okay, I have to remember if I actually played Metal Gear Solid the first time on
Metal Gear Solid goes all the way back to PS1.
Metal Gear Solid actually goes all the way back to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Metal Gear 2, then Metal Gear Solid, and that was PlayStation 1.
Yeah, because like PlayStation 2 was Sons of Liberty. Yes, that's what it was. Okay, so that's for sure. That was 2, right? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid definitely was another game that wasn't it? So like that's like, my gosh, there was a few games definitely, right? But like games that actually really influenced me in terms of like experiences. That gave me an experience. Metal Gear Solid was definitely another one.
Oh yeah,
right?
For sure. What about you, Daniel? Like, you didn't say your part yet. Well, so which was the first console? PlayStation 4. So which games?
So yeah, because mine kind of overlaps into the next kind of segment I want to talk to you guys about. So because I was so late into the game, so my favorite games that I've played. So my second thing I want to talk to you guys is, now you've discussed the games from your childhood and the old consoles and that kind of stuff.
This guy's.
Well,
I like that
The
stuffing
old-
in that.
you could have said retro. Of course, you could say retro, right? Like, there's a cool ring to it. Oh, the retro console. No, the old console.
Okay.
Back in
Retro.
my day, Sonny.
I mean,
let me
guys.
tell you.
I mean, at least you guys didn't say like Atari or something like that.
I said
then
Atari
would've really made fun of
2700.
you.
I had ET. Come at me, son. That game was beautiful to my 6-year-old self. The pixels, they moved.
So, what consoles do you guys own now? And what's your favorite game to play on them that's relatively recent? Like, maybe go back like 5 years at the most. Because now there's backwards compatibility, so like you can still play a lot of the games that came out recently. So with me, my favorite games that I played on my first console, I'm still playing because I just went from the PS4 to the PS5. So when I first got my PS4, I played, I think the first game I played on the PS4 was, I don't remember too much, but it was the one I definitely remember playing all the way through was Horizon. And that was my favorite game on the PlayStation. Like, I killed that game completely. And when the DLC came out, I was like freaking out about that too, and I loved it.
Yo, Horizon. Yo, 2017, like 5 years ago. 4,
Wow.
technically.
Yeah.
God
Shit.
damn.
Yeah, it was like on my PlayStation.
So, like, the games that you were playing on PS4,
I
Like,
got
before-
my PS4 2017.
yo, you joined the
2016.
game really
So,
late. That's crazy.
Uber late.
Yo, but that's better late than never, you know. Don't worry. You proved your parents wrong. They didn't rot your brain. You still here, man. Just talking
You know
to
what
us
bugs me?
two
You know
old
what bugs me
people.
though? If Rohan, you're gonna sympathize with this one, asking forever for my own console, and they're like, no. I move away. I go to university, and then the second
To
year...
a different continent. You-
So it was my my third year of university when I finally moved off campus, finished my on campus jobs, and I was in my own little place, and I had my TV already. That's when I got my PlayStation 4.
Damn.
But you
My
did your
brothers,
bro.
who were in high school, they asked my parents once for a console, and they got one. And I was like,
Aw.
what the hell?
That would burn. Oh,
Yo, listen, yeah,
goddamn.
younger kids apparently get a lot. We didn't. my mom was like, "You want a cell phone? Get a job." Ultimately, the greatest thing she ever did was obviously teach me responsibility in that sense. But why, Mom? I was 16. My hands, they hurt. You know, I just wanted to play some games. But for us, the different thing was we were allowed to have consoles, but we had dedicated times. So we were only allowed to play Saturday and Sunday. And we were only allowed to play 3 hours, I think, on Saturday. 3 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday. So 6 hours in total, given the fact that you've done your homework first and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But even
Look at
then,
this guy, responsible parents, both of you guys.
yo,
Damn
I'm
you.
telling you.
Dude, you
but-
guys are done, man. What is this?
But if in case a movie's on or my mom's just not having a good day, maybe you won't get a chance to play a video game at all, because then you need to do other stuff like vacuum, clean the dishes, do all of that stuff, right? So it really depended on like keeping my mom in a happy mood. But like majority of the time, she even let me play on weekdays if I really begged and like did my homework really early. But we had to be better by like 9 o'clock. I remember playing Kingdom Hearts, the very first one, where my mom got so mad. She looked at the clock and it was 12 o'clock. And she looked at me. She's like, it was a Tuesday. She's like, you have school tomorrow. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm going to pick this up and throw it out and break it. And I was like, what? She's like, let's go. It worked. I didn't even save the game. The 4 hours worth of progress gone because I was like, she's going to break my PS2.
So,
You guys actually had some responsible
Horizon
people.
was, I think, the first game I played all the way through. That was the first game I really got into. So that was, I know, the first game I played, because it was a bundle, the PlayStation 4 I got, and it came with NHL 17, which I didn't play until like
Yo, initial
4 or
games,
5 years later.
Ball, bro.
And it came with Uncharted 4. So that was the first game I played on the PlayStation because it was already on the console.
But did you like
Then-
finish
Who's
it?
this guy with all these AAA
Yeah, I
games,
finished it.
bro?
Okay,
Like,
like,
first games
this-
that he played, like all
this
the way
guy
through these
is,
AAA
like,
games, all the way through.
First, oh my god, his first experiences are like legendary experiences.
Only legendary experiences,
Like
yo.
this man is like killing it. All right, all
Yeah,
right,
it
I
was-
see.
Yeah, Uncharted 4 was the first one, and then I think by the time I finished Uncharted, that's when Horizon was coming out, and I smashed Horizon. I was
Dude,
in
look
love
at
with
this guy.
that game. And then when Horizon finished, I think that was coming up to when Red Dead 2 was coming out, so I was getting super excited for that. Yeah.
Yo,
Okay,
wow.
let's take stock. Let's take stock, all right? First game, like, console that he actually owned, right? Horizon, right? And then what was after that? It was
Uncharted
Horizon.
4 's first.
Uncharted. Okay, Uncharted, right? Came with the bundle. Horizon, right? And then
And
right
Red-
after that,
Red
Red Dead
Dead 2.
Redemption. Dude,
Wow.
what the hell? Dude,
Wow.
you never had any poor. Dude. Fies.
Let me introduce you to a game called Sonic the Hedgehog 2016. All right, where your
Not even the
movement,
first Sonic
where your
from Genesis.
movement just breaks the game. No, the Genesis games were great, man.
Yes,
Oh
they
my
were.
god, Genesis games are amazing.
That's
I
some of my
remember.
first console games too.
I remember this
Experiences.
one time explicitly when I was young. We went to this friend's house, my dad's friend's house, and they had a Genesis. And up till that point, I didn't even know there were like two different consoles. I just thought family computer was it, right? So he comes out with this console, and it's obviously the Genesis, and it has like 3 buttons side by side and everything. And he puts on Mortal Kombat. He puts on Mortal Kombat. And I give my brother this look. As in, yo, what in God's name am I witnessing right now?
You're afraid that your parents are going to be like right behind you when you
I
turn
was like,
around.
is this legal? Like, my parents
No, like
gonna be mad?
legit.
Like,
you were
what?
legit scared to actually play that shit.
You just tore his neck off. What happened?
Is this a
How do-
virtual fight club I shouldn't be in?
Should I play? Am I hanging out with the bad crowd? Is this what's happening?
Quick question, guys. What was the first fighting game you guys actually remember playing?
Oh, Street Fighter 2, hands down. Street Fighter 2
Fighter as well.
My
That was
brother,
actually Street Fighter's my first
yeah,
one too
my
as well.
brother was all about it, man. He had like this guide and everything. My brother was all about it.
But it was actually my first as well from Sega Genesis. My
Damn.
cousins was my first experience playing one of my first experience playing like an actual console, like beside the PC, right? In terms of a console, the Genesis was our first actual experience on a console. And they had Sonic, right? And they had Street Fighter.
That's it.
And what was it? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my
Right.
God, yo, like
Right.
the Manhattan one, Turtles in Manhattan, I think it's called.
I think it is, yeah.
Yo, I thought that
Street Fighter
city-
was the shit.
but yo, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4-player game. Like, imagine like couch co-op back in the day when you didn't have internet and stuff.
These kids,
Oh
they'll
my
never know what that's like. They'll
These
never
young
know,
lads, these young lads were with their PS4 Horizons from 4 years ago. You don't know. You know the struggle we had to go through. You didn't play no Sonic 2016. Rowan, you named some bad games. Let's make him feel better, little show.
Dude, oh man. Okay. Even like, let's say even like games that are bad, but like you want to actually finish them anyways. Fies, remember this game called Kane and Lynch?
Yes. The second game came out because
Oh
people
my
bought. First game was quite decent. Do you remember those games? Do you remember Kane and Lynch?
Dude, no, he does not know about Kane and Lynch,
Look
bro.
at audio listeners. I will
No
just have you.
clue.
I will just let you know. I will describe this man's face. His eyes had no gleam in it, no hope, no nothing. He took a sip of his tea, and he just blank faced at Kane and Lynch. All right, he had no idea.
Dude, that game was so freaking okay. Like it's co-op, right? But that's literally the
Only selling point.
only-
Selling point.
The only selling point, the only redeemable thing about
That's
it, right? Is
That's
the
it.
fun you had like playing with
your
because
boy.
like you totally relied on like your teammate, because if one of them died, if one of you died, that was it. You both had to, because like sometimes you could like get to the next area and revive, right? As soon as one person died, you both like that was the end of the game, right? Your progress, you were dead. Dude, oh my god, like nothing worked. You couldn't aim, nothing. Like
But good times, good times. Good times.
Good
Not gonna
times.
lie, there were a lot of good times with them.
A shooter game, you cannot freaking aim properly or anything. You barely could run. Oh my god.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
actually.
I'm gonna
This man's having
flashback there.
I know. He's just like
flashback, bro. It's like PTSD, man. The frustration. You have no idea. This guy, all he had was AAA experiences.
Hold on. Let's answer his question though. The game that I continue playing now, like the consoles that I have, obviously, like I have the Switch, I have Xbox Series X, PS5, and a very decent computer.
PC. All right. I
So
think you bragged enough.
Knock
Don't
on wood, knock on wood, mashallah, knock on wood. But the game, I guess, okay, this is a little bit difficult to play because like a lot of times nowadays, like with work and everything, the games that you're playing, you're either like if you're into multiplayer games, you're playing Call of Duty, you're playing Ghost of Tsushima, like what's the standalone Legends, like things like that. You have your distinct taste. GTA, like Fortnite, like you have your distinct taste that you can. GTA Online, right?
I forgot.
Like
I was like, there's something wrong.
Yes.
I didn't go straight from Uncharted to Horizon.
He just played the most sold game in the world, like in history, 150 million. He just played that game. You just take yourself further in the hole. But
it's still around. Remastered it. They're just re-releasing it every console.
3 generations it survived.
Yes,
PS2 had 3.
Loved.
Yes.
GTA.
GTA, okay.
I've always liked those games.
No, GTA games are almost. I don't know what they're gonna do with 6 because like, how do you parody real life now? But but for me, if there's a game that I'm playing, I guess the most of would probably be Final Fantasy 14 because it's an MMO. Like if we're gonna be realistic about that. But if there's a game that I would want to go back to, I would want to platinum. I would say that. Like the game that I want to go back and I definitely want to platinum would be Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? Or Last of Us Part 2, right? Like those I would genuinely enjoy and go and platinum it. But yeah, no, Final Fantasy 14 for me. What about you, Ryan?
The game, like, okay, right now, that I am playing.
I know what he's gonna say.
No, you might not, because like there's like 3 that I'm actually like going in and out of, right? Like Last of Us, the remastered, right?
Oh, right, I forgot you're still playing it.
Right, I'm still in there. I just got past. Oh, I'm just at the point where we're just about to get to the bridge when we're fighting the humans in this town, and we're just trying to get to the bridge. I'm almost to the bridge, but I'm loving it. We've been discussing it, like, and stuff like that. Loving it, loving the freaking game. Sometimes I'm also revisiting back to God of War, the 5th one that just recently came out, right? Where like, it's like North God and stuff like that.
Say the third one. Say it.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, Final Fantasy, like I was playing for a while, but that was like kind of like a catch up kind of thing. Final Fantasy 14, like the online, right? I was playing with you guys a little bit, but right now, and also like
say it.
I'm not even got to it yet. I'm not even sure I'm actually gonna even say it. But like Borderlands 3.
He said it. He said it.
Something I'm just going like definitely like almost on a daily basis. Like that was a little while ago. I was going into like on a daily basis.
Like what are you doing in that game? Like is it the loot system that you really like? I have no idea.
Okay. Okay, yes, it's a looter shooter, right? But the thing that I probably enjoyed the most about, even more than the loot and whatnot, is the build system. Like the characters that you could build and do like crazy, interesting things.
That's crazy.
Like sometimes, so long as you have the right equipment, and thus you do more looting to get the right equipment to do the more interesting builds.
Well, yeah, like it's the same thing. Like, let's say if you were playing a Souls game and you make like one time you're making a warrior, one time you're making a mage or something, right?
I think that explains my like addiction to it a little bit.
Yeah,
because Dark Souls.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay. Sorry, this is gonna get even a little more into it, but
that like, was his obsession.
Yeah, for a minute.
These guys almost had to do an intervention. I introduced him. So I led my friend to drugs.
Gateway drug.
I led my friend to drugs, man. The Souls games. And then I joined him on top of it. We used to call in sick to play this game.
No, it was unreasonable, like how much we were actually like probably even.
Yo, it was so much fun though.
More so
much fun.
Yeah, like the gameplay loop though, like the different things you could do, the different types of runs you could go on and stuff, man. Just crazy stuff. Like so much fun, so many memories with that game, right? Demon Souls was really cool, but like Dark Souls is what really cemented that. And I'm pretty sure like Dark Souls is the one that really cemented soul type games anyways, right?
Yeah, definitely broke it into the mainstream. You're gonna have a lot of fun because you have Bloodborne now you can play. You bought Demon Souls, the PlayStation 5 remaster that will jump in and help you out with. You're on
I do all other stuff.
No, not just you, also Daniel as well, right?
That's true too. Yeah.
You got like us three and we'll bring in Farhad, we'll bring in the Cast 5. We'll definitely revisit. That's gonna be an interesting
run. That's gonna be
Souls games.
Daniel, I actually wanted to ask you a question, Daniel. Faiz, sure. I know you've also played this, but like I think it was you who introduced me to this game. But Daniel, have you heard of a game called Journey?
Yes.
One of the indie games? Yes.
Yeah. Dude.
I don't remember if I have it or not. I bought a bunch of different indie games when they're on sale, and I just haven't. They're kind of just sitting there in my library waiting to be played one day. Like Fires kept talking about.
Sorry, it's 4 hours long. Just play it. One sitting. Yeah. It'll take one sitting to finish it. Play it. It's amazing.
What's that game?
Oh
my god! Telling me to play Fires, and I have it, and I haven't played it yet. The one you're obsessed about.
Oh, Life is Strange. Life is Strange. That game. Oh my god, Rohan.
That's still sitting in my library. I gotta play.
Rohan. Like no joke. You like Journey, you like that emotional gameplay and so forth. Joe, play Life is Strange. It's 5 episodes. It's 2 hours per episode, so you can take a break. You can play it on your own terms and everything. But play it like you're watching a Loki episode or any Disney episode. You sit down. That day when you sit down, you're going to finish that one episode. It's 2 hours long every single time you play it. But trust me, the games. All 3 of them are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. They have no right.
Like the story,
the story, the voice acting, like it has no right to be as good as it is, especially the way it looked. You know, but it is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. When they say that your choices matter. Your choices really matter.
I feel like this is gonna get very addicting because it's like you make all these choices and then you're like, I didn't like how that turned out. I'm gonna go back and make new choices.
And the beauty about the game is that your powers are to rewind time. So if you make a choice and you see what happens, you can quickly rewind and change what your outcome is. But depending on whatever you picked, it's gonna lead to something, or even if you rewinded the time, it's gonna lead to something else. And he'll tell you what you have made right now is a different branch story choice. It'll tell you right off the bat. So it's just play it. All 3 of them, play it.
Yeah. This is something that he really is invested in. Like this is one of the very few times I've seen Vi's like really invested in terms of like an actual like game like this, like at this level. Like he really is pushing me to actually go play this eventually.
Yo, I played it with Angie, and she wasn't playing a lot of video games, and I gave her the controller. I'm like, yo, just play it. And This woman has cried. This moment has felt like it was emotional for her. And I'm not gonna lie. Like before the storm and the first game, yo, I had tears, man. Because like you really feel for these characters. And the beauty about these games are it gives you that high school experience and you can remember feeling like that. It's very genuine. You remember going to high school, making friends, or being the odd one out. You remember these things. So you connect very, very easily. But anyways, play it. It's usually free on PlayStation Plus and stuff anyways. Play it. 100% play it. It is amazing. It's a murder mystery too.
Not an advertisement for
Square Enix, if you're listening to this, please come. I will do your promoting. Please come and give me a little bit of financing.
A little bit of sponsorship, no worries.
Exactly.
Fires gets obsessed with a couple of different games. Like the moment you like bring it up, it's like you have to play this. And it was Final Fantasy, that game we just talked about, and God of War. Those are the things that you've been preaching for the longest time.
Because they changed what video games can be, man.
Oh, and Last of Us.
Last of Us, yes, hands down. Because storytelling, motion acting, and using the balls and everything and so forth for tracking, like what Last of Us did in terms of delivering a story, the way it did. I'm talking about the first one. Second one, I absolutely love it. But I'm talking about just the first one. That was groundbreaking. God of War, one angle, everything that they did was groundbreaking. Final Fantasy VII, it was groundbreaking because one of the deaths are it's in camera history, like the gaming history. And Life is Strange, it is, I think. Yo, for sure. And Life is Strange, I loved it because doesn't matter if what your sexuality or what your gender or what you identify or anything in the game, it lets you play as how you want to be. It never highlights that, like how Mass Effect used to do it. You can have sex with anyone. It doesn't matter if it's alien. Oh my god, Mass Effect 2, oh my god. But it never does that. It just lets you play the way you want to, and what you feel is right for this character, you go through it. And they do it for all 3 games, which is fantastic. So it felt very genuine attempt. So that's why I bought Life is Strange, unfortunately, 3 times. Because the collector's edition, I wanted the disc because it's a very old school CD case with a jewel case. It was beautiful. Obviously when it was on PlayStation 3, and then right now PS5 when it's coming out as remaster, I'm buying it again because Angie has never played it. Angie has only played Life is Strange 2 and with the brothers, and she's played the Why Me. That game also got an award for best, I think, transgender representation. It's a very cool story about what her experience was as when she learned how the kids were the 2 twins. One of them was transgender and wanting to transition into a man, like the abuse they went through and so forth until they changed episode 3.
So, in other words, Spies is really in love with these story games.
Oh my god, yes. I'm sorry. I'm fangirling.
You're not the only one.
They won awards,
especially with getting the PS4 and then switching over to the PS5, and just exploring different video games. I'm not good at multiplayer games. I suck at multiplayer, shooters, particularly Call of Duty. Absolutely terrible. Playing GTA Online, I just get destroyed every time. Even just puddling along, driving down through the city, going off to do the next mission in the online thing, and suddenly I get rocket launched out of here, and it's why? What did I do to you? As he's standing on the top of the building, just sniping people as they go by. I'm like, what the hell?
That's the thing is, I don't think I actually played a GTA game from start to finish.
GTA 5 was pretty good. The one thing that bugs me about this game is they release so many extra content, but only for
never really finished.
All these new vehicles, all these new things to do, but because the money is online. It's all online. There's been no DLC for the story.
There was a meme that came out a while back when Grand Theft Auto 4 came out. They had, I think, 2 packs. They said it was Ballad of Gay Tony and something else. There were 2 packs that came up.
Yeah, the 2. Yeah.
Saint of the Dogs or Dogs of the Saints or something like that. It's like the motorcycle look. I think it's 2 that came out. And they like, the next one says GTA 5. This is a timeline when they discovered online and microtransactions. So you see 2013 online, 2015 online, 2018 online, 2020 PS5. So it's like they never change anything. It's just all they're spending on online. Yeah. And hey, it works.
Yeah, it's making them money. That's why they're taking so long to make the
50 million copies sold. It's crazy.
Was that San Andreas? Which one?
That's Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, 5.
5.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I remember playing it initially on the PlayStation thinking, holy moly, like these graphics are amazing. Now you play it now and it's like, it's starting to show its age a little bit. Like, it's still good, but like compared to other games we've been playing, like, Last of Us.
It came out in the same year as Last of Us, right? So like when you see the comparison about how much like video games have changed.
Like Last of Us 2 and Red Dead 2 and stuff like that.
Like even Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, with all the glitches, and it's not the best looking game, let's be real, compared to like some of the games that for PS5, like Returnal looks amazing. Like Ratchet and Clank looks amazing. Resident Evil Village looked amazing. Assassin's Creed Valhalla obviously came out for PS4 and PS5 and blah 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 blah. But it looks amazing compared to GTA 5. But like GTA 5 is huge. So
it's showing its age now because it's been out for so long, right? But yeah, for me, like I was always story-based games. So like I leaned heavy into those games. So like I played Last of Us, I played GTA, but really just the campaign. Other games that I play. The one I really which I got, it was like around the same time as Uncharted, was Far Cry 4. Oh, sorry, no, not Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4 is the one that sucked. Far Cry 3.
5 sucked.
I pre-ordered Far Cry 4.
Was it 5?
Oh, sorry, yes. 5 is the one. Yeah, sorry. Far Cry 4, amazing. Far Cry 5, I had the same expectations, so I pre-ordered it, and it sucked. And I was like, why? Why did I pre-order this? Why did I spend $100 on this
Every time we
garbage?
talk about Far Cry 6, he always brings up the story. It left a mark. It left the scar, Rohan.
That's why I'm not paying for it right now. Like I was so annoyed. I'm like, it looks amazing, so I'm gonna wait and I'm just gonna see.
Run, what's
Cyberpunk? Cyberpunk looked amazing,
yes.
And then everyone was
I'm so happy I didn't actually get into Cyberpunk.
I returned it.
Oh, really?
I have not played it. I returned it. I'm gonna wait until they fix the when they release the PS5 version, and then I'll get it when it's on sale. I can't
do the same thing.
I can't, because what they did with the devs, man, like their bonuses were locked to a Metacritic score, and when they released the game, so you rushed it. You fully rushed it out. Like, that's terrible, man. So, like, no. But then you feel bad, too, because you want to support them because they worked so hard on it. So I'll still buy it.
Red. So many people were expecting, like, God-tier work from these guys. And why wouldn't you? The Witcher series were, like a transcendent almost, right? Like, how many awards did these guys, like, meet?
They
get? So they they fumbled it.
They fumbled it hard.
They fumbled it right into the dog shit, man. Like,
so fun question. Hold on. So which pre-order made you realize that pre-orders now are not worth it?
Oh, man.
Right, you go first. I'll go after.
A pre-order. Okay, I have to say, I'm not quite sure if I actually pre-ordered a game before. So yeah, I'm actually out of this one because I can't actually say I actually pre-ordered the game. The first game I probably would have pre-ordered, like straight up, was probably Cyberpunk 2077. But like there were just so many things surrounding it, right? I was like, let me hold off for a second, right? And plus my PC couldn't handle it, and I knew I was gonna get a PS5, so I was like, you know what? I'll just hold off, right? But I don't think I actually pre-ordered the game. What was What was you?
Mine was Transformers on, I think, PlayStation 2.
I'm sorry.
Or
the fact that you started off with Transformers.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell
So,
were you on?
so this is the thing. So they had, it gets worse. So they have this thing in the game. The only reason why I bought it, there was an ad on IGN and it just worked. I don't know. Generally speaking, I'm like, the way my mind works, if I like the music of the game, I will buy the game. Eternal Sonata, BioShock, a lot of Tales game. Like
All good games.
Yeah,
Like-
but the music has to get me, right? And I don't know if that was an ad or something. I think it was New Divide. I don't know what it was. And
Linkin Park.
duh, right? 90s kid, man. What do you expect? So
True.
I saw that, and whoever edited the trailer did a really good job because they showed you press one button and you change into a car, into a robot anytime. That's it. That sold me. It was, I think, Square. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be fantastic. You can fight, you can like drive away and everything. Not realizing that, yeah, when are you gonna really use that? You're gonna do it 5 times and you're gonna be done. But it worked on me so good, so
You
well.
were a kid though. You were a kid though when that
17,
shit came
I
out,
think
bro.
16 or 17, right? I
Dude,
bought
that's what
no,
shit like just influences you so easily, man.
I bought the collector's edition. So I paid $90.
Damn, how much was that?
$90 taxes in.
Oh, for 17-year-old kid, $90
Yo,
is
not
fucked
so
up, bro.
I bought the collector's edition because it came with this metal case and I was like, this is gonna be nice. You know, when I traded it into like EB Games, but GameStop for North American, United States. Our American friends. It was $35, $35 or $32 that I ended up getting. So that was I think 5 days later when I finished the game, because the game was like 6 hours long. It got terrible reviews. Terrible reviews.
I didn't even wait for the reviews. I was like, no. What one button to transform? I need it now.
I pre-ordered it and paid
Just
full.
hooked right off that.
Played in full. So when that game dropped, I just walked in, got the game, and that's it. Didn't pay attention, just played the game. And I'm like, this is not a good game. Let me check the reviews. Oh, it got a 4? Oh, that explains it.
That's unfortunate.
Let me go trade it in and see what the value is. $35? Ah, fuck. Okay.
Let's keep that one in the memory bank. There's no need to tell the parents about this one.
I know, right?
I pre-ordered a couple of different games in the past. I pre-ordered Last of Us 2. I pre-ordered Red Dead 2. Pre-ordered Call of Duty World War 2. That was the one that I kind of questioned a little bit after.
Yeah, because the other 2 games are masterpieces. So, like, what reason did you have not to pre-order? Red Dead 2? Come on.
Yeah. And I think the other one I pre-ordered was the Far Cry.
What about
5.
Death Stranding?
I was late into the game on that one. I didn't get it.
Really? Because like, remember that Amazon sale? Where, like, you got all these games for $50.
Where you got all these games for $50,
Yes.
and then we didn't.
We worked together, so I actually created a WhatsApp group and I told everyone about it.
But who had a PS5 at that time, though?
No, PS4. PS4.
It was PS4. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
It was an EA sale, and like you could pre-order all these PS4 games for $50.
It wasn't just
You just,
EA. It was Sony too. So you could get God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, Death
You jumped on
Stranding,
everything, didn't you?
Cyberpunk, like any and every game that I could think of that was like $50. $50. I ordered everything. And then I picked and chose when it came closer.
Yeah, because Amazon, so it doesn't bill you until it ships, right?
ships.
So you could just decide which one you wanted to keep, and
That was the greatest, man.
Yeah, I didn't get Death Stranding until during the pandemic. That's when I was like looking around for new games to play and stumbled across it, and I was like, looked at the reviews for it. 'Cause it'd been out for a couple of months already, and I was like, yeah, I'll try it. So yeah, I didn't pre-order that one. Right, so yeah, Death Stranding. Yeah, I didn't pre-order that one, but it was Far Cry that I was like, nope, no, I'm not pre-ordering again. Like, well, I will, but only for major major titles.
I don't think I can even like actually pre-order anything, because like from even if it's like an absolute trip. Okay, lie. Okay, that was a lie. No, sorry, not PS. Sorry, Half-Life 3. Yes, I would actually pre-order. It could be $150, damn near $200. I would actually do it just for like, dude, it's Half-Life 3. If it actually ever comes out, bro. Okay, Daddy, you don't know about this, but it's absolutely. Do you know about the meme of Half-Life 3?
No.
Oh my god, man, the memes, the endless fucking memes of this goddamn game that will never come out.
The closest we ever got was that I think old writers for the games turned around and said, "Oh, hey, FYI, this was our idea, and this is as much closure as you're gonna get." Because that game,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
because Half-Life 2 came out like in what 2005, 6. It was early.
7, 8?
No. Later,
No?
yes, it was on Xbox. It was the yellow box. So you're right, 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
So it came out a little bit later. Actually, we can maybe Google it. Google it. let's Google this. Yellow box. No, orange box, not yellow box. Orange box. On Xbox.
The only reason I pre-ordered games though is because I wanted to play them on release, and when you did it through PlayStation,
2007.
there was a discount.
Ryan, you're right.
Okay.
2007.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree with you. A lot of times, like pre-order with a discount, like it can motivate you.
These days, that doesn't make a difference anymore because those discounts are gone.
$100 for a video game.
Yeah.
Like, you know how badly I want to play Ratchet & Clank?
It's PS5, but then now they charge tax on it, so might as well just get it on release the week of. Like, wait a week, see what the game's like, then go buy it.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any difference. At this point, it's still the same money.
No.
Pre-ordering does not make any sense anymore.
Not anymore. Except for certain titles.
For certain titles, I would say yes. Like, let's be real. If it's Last of Us Part 3, like I will pre-order it the day. Final Fantasy VII Remake 2, right? Come on, I'm talking about me. God of War. Oh my God, God of War. The next Ragnarok. Let's be real. Horizon Forbidden West. I mean,
wait, did they announce the God of War? Right? Did they announce a date? They didn't. They're just saying like
it was 20. It was
developed.
It was 2021. It got pushed to 2022 because of COVID. So they're guessing it's going to be second half of 2022.
Well, while we're on this topic, we've discussed games from our childhood. We discussed games we play now or recently. So to conclude, let's go with one game that we are looking forward to. One that's coming up that we want to play.
Do we have a timeline, or is it a game that's been announced? Do we have a timeline?
Either been announced, or that's coming up in the next few years. One that you're gonna jump on immediately.
The New Horizon. Even though I haven't played the first one, I am very much invested in actually finishing the first one, so I could play the second one. Because Horizon, like first time I saw Horizon, like the E3 trailer, I was like, wow. So I was very much into it. Like obviously you were as you were, Daniel, but at least you got to play it. Funny thing is, I actually have it on my PC on Steam, but I can't do it. My computer just will die, probably blow up if I actually try to play it, and I need it still.
T-minus 10 seconds.
right?
You gotta move away from that eMachine, Rowan. You gotta move away from that eMachine.
Like I still have that thing. That thing is like rotting in some ditch somewhere. Nah, man. That
eMachine. I swear it was a cow in Canada. I swear.
Maybe it was a cow, maybe later on. But you're talking about probably like one of the new ones, man. I had one like the original.
You had the Celeron, man. You had the Celeron.
It was just the E. It was just like a green E with a slash. It looked like a ripoff of the Into the Explorer logo, bro. There's that type of shit. It's awful. But the Forbidden West, Horizon Forbidden West is definitely something I'm very, very much looking forward to.
What about you?
That's a tough question to answer, sir. Because any game that I would just write, like Endwalker's coming out, which is a new expansion for Final Fantasy 14. So the biggest thing for me this year, upcoming, is probably going to be that, right? But if we're talking about like a full-fledged game, next year, There's next year. There's probably 3 titles coming out that I'm like, I am in. I will get them first day, or get them if I can like I'm sure I can pre-order. I haven't looked right now, but obviously God of War Ragnarok, right? But like that's who knows if it's gonna get delayed. But Final Fantasy 16, bro. Final Fantasy 16 is coming out next year, and I am very excited because it's from the same producer as Final Fantasy 14. So the writer also from Shadowbringers. So like the music, everything that they showed, like the graphics were not fully there.
The trailers
Yeah,
are awesome.
but everything on
on point,
point. Like Final Fantasy 16 is very, very cool. Like I like jumping on board. But something that would, let's say, have triggered my interest that I may get would be Forspoken. That's also from Square Enix. That's their new video game and they have recently come out and said that it is the most ambitious open world game ever. So I don't know what that means, because Red Dead 2 broke open world games for me. So the way they're saying it's gonna have like 4K, 60 frames, RTS, all that stuff that they want to do, but
2
like
terabytes hard drive space required.
right, right. So that game, I'm very, very curious to see, but I gotta see more. They haven't shown a lot, but I gotta see more. But yes, jumping on point, Final Fantasy 16. I'm very curious to see what that is.
I think for me, I'm gonna go same with Rohan, Horizon. Like, I've been waiting and waiting for a sequel for that game. And when they showed that trailer, I was like, holy... Like, I'm so excited for that. But I think the one I'm looking forward to in the next couple of months is the PS5 versions of Ghosts and Death Stranding. Mainly because I already have the game. So they're going to be super cheap. Like, well, Death Stranding, what they said it was going to be $10 to upgrade it, and then Ghost was like something like 30. I think I don't remember off the top of my head. Because right now they're selling them as a full game for like $80 or $90. But if you already have them, you just wait till release day and you get it.
And you got the upgrade patch, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna do that, and so that's what I'm excited for.
Sorry.
Death Stranding.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Death Stranding. Like, I really want to see what they've done with that game, because. Kojima already came out and said, he doesn't like it being called the director's cut because he's already happy with the game. This is just more things he has thought of and wants to add, right? So it's not like he says, like, it's not like he had this idea at the beginning and then was restricted by a studio or whatever, like how it usually is with like movies. But like, this is the game he releases, the game he already wanted to release, and now it's just extra stuff that he's thought of that's like, yeah, this would be cool to add. So it'll be interesting to see what comes with that. And Ghosts, I only played like the first 2 hours of the game, so
you get to actually experience it, fully.
Yes, now I can experience it in 4K and on the PlayStation 5 and so that I'm pumped for.
I am gonna add one more title and cheat. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna cheat. But I gotta give a shout out to Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, man. Like, that game's supposed to come out next year, and I was not a fan of Zelda until I played Breath of the Wild. But that game, oh my god. Like, open world games are something you can climb anything. Like, Horizon was broken for me after I played Breath of the Wild. Because like, why can't I climb everything? Oh, yellow thing. But like, did you notice that in Forbidden West, they don't really show that stuff anymore? They're like, oh, you can just like do everything, bro. Like, there's a lot of stuff that people are learning from these games.
Kind of. Like, it was still kind of there. Like, I noticed like the handholds and stuff.
It's not as like in your face as it was before. So that's the thing. But go ahead, Ron. What you were saying?
Yeah, like another game like that. I'm very much leaning towards maybe even like actually pre-ordering Elden Ring.
Oh my God! Yes, 100%.
I think I'm
100%. How did I?
That thing looks wild, bro.
We
This thing looks
hyped
so
up
wild.
Bloodborne. We hyped up Souls games. How did we not talk about Elden Ring?
Elden Ring.
Shame on you, Daniel.
The writer
Shame on
of
you.
the freaking the
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones
George R. R. Martin.
series.
Oh,
Right, Song of Ice and Fire. The writer for that guy, or George R. R. Martin. Dude, that's gonna be hype. So yes, that's definitely another one I'm looking forward to.
100%.
Like besides like finishing the games that I have right now, and even going into like freaking a game I'm looking forward to playing is The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
I am very much looking forward to playing that, right? But that's already out and stuff. But
yeah,
in terms of that,
Excited to see
actually
your
coming out,
reaction to that game.
yeah, I'm very excited
I'm
as
really
well.
excited. I'm really excited too, guys.
It's gonna be a fun discussion. Yo, but next year is gonna be amazing for games, man. Next year is looking great. Forbidden West, Final Fantasy 16, Ragnarok, right? God of War Ragnarok.
Dude, AAA games are making a comeback.
The Breath of the Wild 2 and Elden Ring.
Dude,
Plus Forspoken's supposed to come out. Like there's oof.
Yeah. Some high level stuff coming up, man. Holy shit. I'm excited. This is some good stuff. Good stuff. Yo, PS5.
I'm sure we could make a whole other video on that. So before we go on more tangents here, we'll wrap it up and we'll.
Thank you for having us, man. It was a great conversation.
This is awesome.
We gotta definitely go over new games coming out. For sure.
Definitely on board, man. Looking forward to it, sir. Young lad in the corner.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for joining. It was a great discussion. So this is Cast 5 and Young Lad in the Corner signing off.
Easy, y'all.
Ciao.